Hey Nash, what should we make?
We've made jalapeno poppers, and we've made Wellingtons. Let's make a jalapeno popper Wellington.
All right, let's make a jalapeno popper Wellington. And today, I have yet another really stupid jalapeno popper inspired idea. We've made a beef Wellington, we've made white trash beef Wellington, we've made pork Wellington, so why not a jalapeno popper Wellington? So we're gonna make the little jalapeno poppers, probably wrap those in bacon, probably get them smoked so they're already cooked. Then we're gonna do the puff pastry. We'll make a duxelle that's got a little bit extra, a little bit of prosciutto, get that all wrapped up, bake it, make it look nice. And again, another stupid idea of mine, should be fun. So hey, without further ado, let's go. So we start with some jalapenos. Then we cut them and we core them. Then we get out a small bowl for our filling. And we're gonna keep this filling pretty simple since we got a lot of other stuff going on here. So we start with 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, about a 1/4 cup of grated cheddar cheese, or whatever kind of cheese you like, really, and a tablespoon of your favorite barbecue rub. Then we're just gonna mix this all together and get it all combined. And then we take our filling and we take our guys and we just fill them all up. You could probably use a piping bag if you wanted. You could use your fingers, you could use a spoon, whatever makes you happy, you know? Just like that. Then we take each of our guys like this, and we wrap the top with about 1/3 a piece of bacon, just to kind of cover that. That's all we're trying to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we take a full piece, start like kind of here, and then we just wrap this guy up. And then we take toothpick, one through the top, and then everything else should be kind of fine, actually. That'll work, that'll work. We'll make that work. There we go, that's what we're looking for. And then we just wash, rinse, and repeat. And here's our guys. Certainly not my best work, but it'll have to do. So then we just sort of organize our little guys here as best you can. So I got some barbecue sauce here. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Dijon, mix that up. I'm using a little bit of Dijon because typically you brush the meat in a Wellington with Dijon and you brush the prosciutto as well. So just kind of marrying some of the flavors. So then we're just gonna take this little sauce and just brush our guys. I wanna make sure and get both sides. Make sure and get the stuff facing the camera that I always forget. And then with our smoker at 225, we're gonna take these guys out to the smoker and smoke them for probably about an hour, just until the bacon is cooked, because once you get these things all assembled, they're gonna cook pretty quickly, so I want everything inside to be fully cooked. So off we go. And here's our guys right out of the smoker. The bacon's fully cooked, so now we're just gonna let these guys cool while we move on to the next steps. So next thing we need to do is make our duxelle. So if you remember, or if you're familiar, or if you just happen to know, duxelle is kind of that mushroom paste that makes up that layer of a Wellington. So traditionally it's a mixture of mushrooms and shallots, kind of make it into a paste, and then we cook it down, remove all the moisture, and make it into a moistureless paste. And that's what makes up one of the layers of the Wellington. So we're gonna do kind of something similar today, except we're gonna take out the shallots, we're gonna throw in a jalapeno or two, kind of get more of that jalapeno flavor into this whole mix, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna cut these jalapenos into just a couple of pieces. Well, a few pieces, I guess would be the right terminology. We're gonna let the food processor do the work, you know? Throw this in. I ain't afraid of no seeds. Are you afraid of seeds? If you are, that's fine. I'm not judging, that's cool. Then we add a few cloves of garlic, a little bit of parsley. I know it looks like more than a little bit, but the food processor is gonna make it into a little bit, okay? A little bit of dried thyme. If you had fresh thyme, that would probably be even better. And then we throw in a bunch of cremini mushrooms, or baby bellas, because that's what cremini mushrooms are. They're just little baby portobellas. Oh, we got one that fell through the crack. And we put in our little stir thingy, whatever it's called. Put the top on. And then we put this guy on our base and we pulse away. Then with our pan on medium, we throw in a few tablespoons of butter, let those melt. Once our butter's all melted, we put in our duxelle, and then I melted the butter on medium, so I'm gonna lower the heat down to medium low, maybe all the way to low. And then the idea is to first get everything coated in butter. We're just adding some richness, some flavor, some fat, I guess. I don't know. Then we add some salt and pepper, and then the idea is keeping your heat on the lower end. Like I said, you can do medium low or low, depending on how much attention you actually want to pay to this during this step. Then we just sort of cook this down, mix it up, spread it out, and then we're just gonna let this cook until pretty much all the moisture's gone. Typically, depending on the color of what you got going on, you wanna go for like a deeper kind of golden brown, but we already have a pretty dark mixture here, so that's not really gonna be a good indicator. So we're just gonna keep cooking this. You wanna keep the heat kind of low because we don't wanna burn it. We just wanna get rid of all the moisture and turn it into a nice, delicious sort of a paste. So this part's not that interesting, so we're just gonna let it go. I'll give you some B-roll and come back when we're done. All right, so I'm not sure exactly how or why this turned out so much darker than like a normal duxelle. I don't know, something got something to do with the jalapeno or who knows. But our moisture's pretty much gone. It's looking good. It is quite delicious. It's a little bit spicy, but that's all right. Not a surprise. Anyways, we're gonna kill the heat and let this cool. And we're ready to construct our Wellingtons. So we flour our surface. Whenever you're flouring anything, you wanna make sure and make a huge mess, because if you and your kitchen aren't covered in flour, you probably did something wrong. Obviously, I'm kidding, but y'all know baking isn't my thing, so I try my best. So then we get out one of these little puff pastry deals. I have worked with two types of puff pastries. There's the kind that come in the freezer section. They seem to be everywhere. Then there's these that come in the refrigerated section, and they seem to be about 1,000,000% better and easier to work with. So if you can find the refrigerated ones, I highly recommend using those because they don't seem to break. And I can't tell you how many times I have had very aggravating situations working with the frozen ones, because you're trying to work with them and you're trying to make something beautiful for your people or your guests or whatever, and it just doesn't work. It breaks and whatever. Anyways, so we get this guy all laid out, make sure everything is unfolded. I'm gonna do some flour over here because it's very sticky. Okay, looks like our stickiness is virtually gone. That's good. Can we, oh, that didn't work. I was trying to do like LeBron thing. Did that work? I don't know. I'm an idiot, you know that. Just gonna roll this out because we don't need it to be super thick. We don't want it to be too thin, but the way that puff pastry comes, you can definitely roll it out, and then we get more out of our puff pastry. Because my only backup is one that I believe has been expired for like a year, which honestly is probably fine. But all right, so now we have something that makes some sort of sense. Oh my God, I'm covered in flour. Oh my God. So then we take our prosciutto. You're gonna have a little piece of paper on the back. Prosciutto can be fragile. Like this piece is already broken, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So from my last experiment that I did off camera, what I learned is that the prosciutto, the width is just about right. It's a little bit short of the length of our jalapenos, which is fine, but it was a little too long. So I'm just gonna kind of cut off the two rounded edges here. Gotta remember to pay the prosciutto tax because we don't have cheese. So, you know, that's how it goes. So then if this is what we're looking for, so then we're gonna take this and put this here with a nice little, we don't need a huge border on the bottom. Well, yeah, about maybe like that. That seems about right. That should work. So then we just need this with a little bit of a border. So I'm gonna cut here and then here. Is that a third? That almost looks like exactly a third. We could be onto something here. Doop, doop, doop. These are exact measurements here, folks. Just kidding. So this is gonna be our first guy right here. Okay, so we should be able to get all 6. Well, that's amazing, but then we might have to break into the expired one. Not that I recommend using expired products. So normally, in a normal beef Wellington, I think the traditional beef Wellington, you'd make your prosciutto layer on top of your puff pastry, and then you'd brush that with Dijon mustard. But just like we did earlier with our jalapeno poppers, we are gonna do a mixture of barbecue sauce and Dijon. So that way we're getting the Dijon, which is traditional, and the barbecue sauce, which is kind of a lot of the flavor that we are using in our jalapeno poppers. So we're making a little, we're combining the two. Like I said, this is stupid. I'm stupid, and this is one of my stupid ideas. So let's mix this up. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is really just a binder, to be honest. That looks good. So then, without hopefully making too much of a mess, well, that's what I was hoping not to do. So we brush our sauce onto our prosciutto. Then we sort of even out a layer. I'm just gonna use my fingers. Who cares? Stopped caring, folks. Does anything even matter anymore? I don't know. Okay, I'm losing it. All right, so this is our duxelles. So we're just sort of putting this in as even a layer as we can. You basically just want to cover the prosciutto or that whole kind of area there. So I'm doing my best. I mean, that should work. That should work. Let's do that. Let's go with that. Then we're gonna take this little guy here, crack in 3 eggs. We're not gonna need 3 eggs. Oh well. Crack in 2 eggs. Let's do that. Then let's clean up the mess we just made. Now we're just gonna beat the hell out of these guys. So then, here's what we do. Here's what we do. I hope this works. I really hope this works. We put our little jalapeno, okay, so that's perfect. Okay, put our little jalapeno popper there, and then we just sort of roll this guy up. I know it's not even, so it's not gonna work perfectly, but we're gonna try. We're gonna pretend. Then you just give a little bit of egg wash to this little seam right here, and we roll our guy like that, and then we just sort of fold in our edges here. Let's cut off this excess. So that should work. And then let's just kind of pinch these seams a little bit. Okay, and then just, you know, just sort of smooth out any weird. And there we go. That's what we got. Okay, so now we're cooking with gas. Okay, so then we got our second guy. Why do I do these things? Why? All right, so here's our guys. They actually look better than I expected. So then we're gonna hit these with a little bit of egg wash, just all around. You don't necessarily need to hit the bottom. We're not really concerned about the bottom. At least we wouldn't be if it was a typical Wellington, because you're not worried about the bottom. Why, who cares about the bottom? These are more of a finger food, so you might wanna do the bottom. I'm not gonna bother. This has been too much work. Besides, you're probably not gonna make this anyways. I mean, if you do, that's awesome. Let me know, send me a picture. I wanna see it, I wanna hear about it. I wanna know about it. Well, actually, let's see if they're any good first. I mean, I don't know. Jalapeno popper, good. Wellington, good. Puff pastry, good. Duxelle, good. Everything good. So I don't see how it could be bad, but who knows? Okay, can we make this work? Okay, so let's set these guys aside, and then we're gonna try something that probably isn't gonna work. That's okay. We're gonna take this little scrap piece we have, and then we're gonna take our little lattice thing. Oh, come on, you can do it. All right. And then this never cuts all the way through, so we just need to make sure and give it a little help with a paring knife. Okay, so then if we kind of do this and this, then this might work. I don't know, this might work. Let's spread our little lattice work out. Is that gonna be big enough? That might actually, yeah. Is that gonna work? Does that work? I mean, it's not terrible. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. That actually looks kind of cool. All right, okay, now, okay, this is coming together. It's not perfect, but I like it. And this is what we have. It's not perfect, but it turned out better than I thought it would. I thought this would be a complete disaster. But we got a little bit of lattice. At least it looks like we tried, you know? So then we gotta go kind of back over everything with our egg wash. And this is just gonna make it turn a nice deep golden brown and all pretty and you know, whatever. This is a stupid, why am I doing this? You have to let me know in the comments, what was stupider, the Chaos Jalapeno Popper or these? I'm curious. But seriously, if you guys try either of those, you gotta let me know. I'm curious. I know a couple of you said you would actually try that stupid Chaos Jalapeno Popper. I say stupid, it was a stupid idea. It was actually a good recipe. It turned out pretty darn good. And then I feel like I always missed that part right by the camera right here. So let's get that part. And we're gonna top this with, I just have a little bit of this like Molden's fancy flaky sea salt. So we're just gonna do a little bit of that just for some little flair here. Cause you know, why not? It's fancy. This shit's fancy. We got fancy jalapeno poppers here because we're super fancy here. Chaos Kitchen. I have no idea if I told you this already or not. I can't remember. This has been a lot. But make sure your oven's preheated to 400. And normally you would throw it in for like a half an hour if it was like a beef Wellington or a pork Wellington. Maybe a little bit more for a beef Wellington because you got more meat. But everything in here is cooked. So all we're trying to do is make the outside beautiful and cooked and crispy and buttery and delicious. So we're gonna throw these in. I'm gonna check them at probably 10 minutes and then every 5 minutes after that. And I'll let you know how long it took once we're done. But for now, off to the oven. And here's our guys. Looking good. Nice and crusty. Oh yeah. This one kind of exploded. Let's turn this around. Maybe these are better. Well, I mean, 5 out of 6. I mean, honestly, 6 out of 6. This one had like a little explosion, but who cares? These look amazing. They look like amazing tiny little, tiny little Wellingtons. These are little, tiny little Wellingtons. And you can see this is what a tiny Wellington looks like in the wild. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I know. It's okay. But anyways, these are they're still hot as so we're gonna let them cool. Off we go. So after we've ruined our kitchen and our apron and our clothes with flour and all kinds of and gone through a bunch of steps, and this probably isn't even worth it, but they do look amazing. There we have our Jalapeno Popper Wellingtons. And here we have one of our Jalapeno Popper Wellingtons. So let's go ahead and slice this guy open. And oh my God, look at that. The layers are supposed to be nice and even, which I think we got. We got that juicy, nice, melty filling. We got the duxelles. We got the bacon. We got the prosciutto. We got that flaky, buttery crust. This just looks amazing. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Boom. And it's time for a bite. Cheers. It was kind of a lot of steps, kind of an involved process. Like I said, it was a stupid idea. I don't know if this is worth trying. However, it's freaking delicious. It kind of reminds me of like any of you who watch my channel regularly, you know all my jalapeno popper variant recipes. I like the smoked or grilled kind of type with the bacon wrap. However, there's a version that is breaded and deep fried. That's not my favorite, but it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's delicious. It's just, I just would rather put bacon on it than breading, and I'd rather smoke it than fry it. But this kind of reminds me more of that, but like in a way better, more sort of nuanced, delicious, depth of flavor sort of way. So it's freaking delicious. Again, I don't think there was any, like, I kind of thought it would be a disaster. Kind of like my chaos jalapeno popper recipe, or my chaos jalapeno popper idea. However, just like that one, this one turned out good. Not as weird, for sure. Just maybe more involved because it's more steps, but freaking delicious. And if you wanted to do something to like make a statement or impress some people, not a bad idea. And it's actually not that hard to do, and it's not that ridiculous, but it's still a stupid idea. Anyways, it's freaking delicious. The filling is great. It's simple, but it's delicious. You get a bunch of kick from that jalapeno popper. The bacon, the prosciutto, the duxelles work really nice to kind of build that depth of flavor and give you a little bit of textural differential. And then you get that buttery, flaky, kind of crispy on the outside, pillowy on the inside sort of crust. It's really, it's delicious. Give it a try. If you're willing to put the effort in, it's not that much effort. But, you know, if you want to do something crazy and stupid, give it a try. It's freaking delicious. That's what I think. But hey, let's see what Nash thinks. Hey, bud, how you doing?
I'm good, man. My flux capacitor is really coming along.
Well, check it out. We made our Jalapeno Popper Wellingtons, and we made sure that this one is dog-friendly just for you. So here you go. What do you think?
Dang, that's good. I had my doubts, and your chaotic energy didn't exactly help, but it actually turned out, looks good, and is delicious.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
It always seems impossible until it's done.
Nash approves, I approve. Thank you so much for indulging me on another stupid journey, another stupid idea, and on yet another jalapeno popper inspired nonsense. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you all. Love you all. If you wouldn't mind taking a second, subscribe, like, share, comment, go engage. Don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any notifications whenever we drop new videos. If there is anything you want me to cook, you want me and Nash to taste, go ahead and drop that down in the comments, and or head over to our website, timschaoskitchen.com. Send us a message there. And hey, just remember, cook more, eat better, embrace the chaos. That's it for now, folks. Until next time, be good and peace.